A few years ago, I found myself all alone on New Year's Eve, and what could have been a very sad and pitiful New Year's Eve, I think ultimately turned out to be one of the best New Year's Eves I've ever had. I decided to grab a bottle of champagne and a champagne glass. I bundled up. It was really chilly that night. And went down to the beach and I took my bottle of champagne and my glass with me, poured a little glass of champagne and toasted the sunset. It was an absolutely stunning sunset that night. I toasted the sunset and I put out into the universe some of the things that I was looking for. I was looking for a purpose that would fulfill me and that I would be doing something for others. And I put out that I wanted to find love and somebody who would be a great partner. I put out that I wanted to be healthier and get my cholesterol levels down. I put out those things into the universe that night. And ultimately, even though it's taken a few years, I have found all of those things. I have never been a big fan of New Year's Eve resolutions or New Year's resolutions. But for a long time, I did really focus on goals. Like I would set goals for the year. I'd choose my word for the year, and I would do a whole process of things. And I still do some of that, and I will talk about that in another video. But I really wanted to make this video all about why 2026 should be the year that you make the change that you have been waiting to make. Now, it has nothing woo-woo to do about the year 2026 itself, or the fact that it is the year of the fire horse, or any of the astrological reasons. The reason 2026 is the year for you to make that change is because 2026 is now. And the best time to start making your changes is now, because you're going to look back and eventually you're going to be like, wow, I really wish I had made those changes sooner. And the soonest that you can make the change is, like I said, right now. So whatever you have been pondering on trying out or changing your life to do, this is the year to do it. We're, us Gen Xers, we're not spring chickens anymore. We've got a limited time ahead of us. And we've got especially maybe, not to be a downer, but maybe a little bit more limited time on having our physical capabilities and our mental capabilities to be able to do the things that we want to do to create the dream life that we want to have. And there's no reason to keep procrastinating on creating your dream life, because anybody can have their dream life. It just is going to take a little bit of work, a little bit of patience, a lot of inspiration and motivation, but you can absolutely create your dream life. And to be honest, your dream life might ultimately not look exactly like what you are picturing your dream life looking like right now, because you don't know all of the opportunities and changes that might occur along the way to getting to your dream life. So today, I want you to think about the changes that you want to see by the end of this year. Where do you want to be in 365 days? What small changes could you make over the next 12 months that at the end of this year gets you that much closer to all of the things that you desire? I'm going to challenge you to find 3 ways that your life would look if you had your dream life. Perhaps you've created a business out of something that you've always loved doing, or perhaps you've retired and you are traveling more with your partner, or perhaps you've created a fitness program that works amazing for you and you've seen incredible results, or perhaps you get to spend more time with your grandchildren. Whatever those things might be that your dream life looks like, maybe you've decided to downsize your house and you've bought a smaller place to live in and you've created a nice little nest to grow older in. Whatever those things are that you envision your dream life to look like, pick 3 specific things that are going to be part of your dream life ultimately. But don't make them broad. They need to be very specific. If the business that you want to build is say a YouTube channel, or the travel that you want to do with your partner is, I want to travel to these specific cities in Europe. I want to do a European tour, or I want to do a safari in Africa. Whatever those specifics are, don't make them vague. And then I want you to think about the steps that you'll need to take in order to get to those end results. And take those steps and then incorporate those steps into, let's say, goals for the year, or specific tasks that you need to do for the year in order to be that much closer to those goals by the time you reach December 31st. So for a YouTube channel, for example, instead of just saying, I want to create a YouTube channel, you will say that I want to upload one video a week or two videos a month for the entire year to work towards creating my YouTube channel. Because creating a YouTube channel isn't just putting one video up there and hoping that people will come. And you know that. Or when we're talking about traveling with a partner or travel by yourself, maybe you want to do solo travel. Pick where you want to go and put that your task is to do the research for those locations. Put down that you will spend time each week doing research on the places that you want to go, and figure out the things that you want to do when you go to the location that you have dreamed of going to. And if your goal is to spend more time with your grandkids, create a vision of what that actually looks like. Like, just saying I want to spend more time with my grandkids is pretty vague. So how do you envision spending time with your grandkids? Like, spend some time actually writing down the things that you would want to do with your grandkids. Are there museums that you want to take your grandkids to? Are there movies that you want to see with your grandkids? Are there arts and crafts that you want to do with your grandkids? What are the specific things that you want to spend with your grandkids doing? And make a list of those, and then figure out times of the year that you would be able to do those with your grandkids. And I know grandkids come in all different varieties of ages and interests, so that is going to look very different probably for everyone. What I'm really suggesting here is to get into the nitty-gritty of what you need to do, the specifics that you need to do in order to do those things that you dream of doing. I will say this is something that I did not do when I was first trying to create my dream life. I mean, this is one of the reasons why it has taken so long for me to get to the place that I'm at, because I spent a lot of time putting out really vague ideas. My goals weren't super concrete. I didn't have really any focus. It really took me a long time to understand this. I mean, when I first started trying to work towards my dream life, I floundered all over the place. I tried so many different things. I created a print-on-demand clothing business that I really didn't know what I was doing, and that failed. I took a bookkeeping course because I thought that's what I was going to do to be able to travel remote, like work remotely, be a digital nomad, and that numbers just didn't end up being my thing. I got a life coach certification because I truly want to help other people, and I thought that that would be a good way to find my purpose and really help people. And ultimately, it ended up being combining my love of travel with motivating people that got me to the place that I was successful in a business that I love doing. But it took a long time, and it took time for me to really process why those other things did not work for me, and to become extremely specific and get down into the nitty-gritty about what I needed to do in order to achieve the business that I have ultimately achieved. It has been an incredible journey, and it could have been a lot faster if I had known to be more intentional and specific. So I want to share that with you as we move into 2026, because I don't want you to wait any longer. This is the time to start changing, because otherwise you're going to regret not having started sooner. I regret that I didn't start what I'm doing now a lot sooner. I had started and then I kind of quit. And I went back a couple of years later and then continued it on. And that is a regret that I have now, is that I didn't just stay with it when I originally started my YouTube channel. I don't want you to miss out on time that you could be moving so much closer to your dream life if you continue to wait to put off doing what you're doing. And I just want you to know you are never, ever too old to change directions or start over again. I'm 57 now and I have started over so many times, and there's a good possibility I'll start over again in the future too. And I know there are many of you out there that have starting over stories that are amazing and phenomenal success stories. So I would love to hear in the comments below if you had to start over once, twice, maybe 3 times, whatever those stories are. I'd love to hear your starting over stories. I think that I want this channel to be a inspirational and motivational channel for all of us in our midlife, especially us in Gen X, because what I am seeing is that as we are in our 40s and 50s, this is a huge time of change, whether it's change that we bring on ourselves or change that happens to us and sometimes happens to us in an instant. I mean, this is a time where you start to see a lot of couples, falling apart and moving in different directions, getting divorces. You see potentially, a loss of a parent or a parent needing to move in with you. You see your children are growing up and maybe they're leaving the nest. So there's so many ways that our lives are changing in ways that we may not have control over. So if there is a possibility that you can do something where you do have control over creating your perfect, let's not use the word perfect, creating your best life the way that you want to live and gives you energy and purpose and happiness and joy, then this is the time to do it. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Again, share your stories below. I love to hear them. I'm planning on bringing you a lot more videos on how I created my dream life and some concrete ideas on how you can design your best life. I hope that you do decide to join us on this journey. It's just going to be us Gen X girlfriends sharing our support for one another as we go through the changes in life. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.